Since it is time, we would like to commence the GMO Internet 2019 December Annual Shareholders Meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am the GMO Internet Group CEO Masatoshi Kumagai. I would like to first start by expressing my condolences to the many people who have been affected by the COVID-19. There are many who have passed away, both in Japan as well as overseas. I would like to expand my sympathy to them as well as their families, while I also wish that the situation will normalize as soon as possible and bring back smiles. And under such circumstances, I would like to thank all of you for coming to our annual shareholders meeting. First, I would like all of you to take a look at a video. It is 1 minute and 12 seconds. It is a cutout of the NHK special show that was broadcasted the other day. The content is highly relevant to this annual meeting. My first request as chair of this meeting is to allow us to share this 1 minute 12-second video. How does micro-airborne droplet float in an enclosed space? An experiment to visualize particles using laser beam and high-sensitivity camera. Large airborne droplets from sneezing and coughing fall immediately. However, particles smaller than 1/100th millimeters remain floating within the space. Case of high risk in inhaling micro-airborne droplets. Enclosed space, a situation where one person coughs in a classroom of 10. The red micro-airborne droplets stagnate in the space. It may stagnate for a while in an enclosed space. Case 2. Boisterous interaction within a close distance. Many microdroplets are generated when talking in a loud voice. The microdroplets remained floating between the two and did not disappear for a while. Many live viruses exist in microdroplets and granular particles. Talking loudly or heavy breathing generate microdroplets and is inhaled by people nearby, thus spreading infection. These are risks we have started to identify. Thank you for watching the video. The COVID-19 initially had two assumed infection routes. First is contact infection. The microdroplets from someone's cough gets on the doorknob or table, or even the microphones that are currently being used. Someone else touches that, and he or she gets infected through the mouth, eyes, and nose. The second is droplet infection. It is recommended around the world to keep a 2-meter distance between people. If you are within 2 meters of someone who coughed, the droplet sticks and causes infection. What you have just seen is a recent finding of microdroplet infection. Microdroplet infection occurs when someone coughs in a space where there are no movements of air, and these microdroplets stay floating in the space for 20 minutes. This venue here is a great example of such space. The virus remains floating for 20 minutes. The masks that you are wearing are the so-called surgical masks, which we have passed out at the entrance to those who were not wearing them. Unfortunately, these masks cannot prevent microdroplets. Therefore, if someone nearby were to cough, and if this person were to have the virus, there is high possibility for the people nearby to get infected. With this current situation around us as a requisite, I would like to explain the priorities of today. We believe that the annual shareholders meeting is an opportunity for us to communicate with all of our shareholders. Every year, we think through and come up with various hospitality services to engage with shareholders. However, the current situation does not allow us to enjoy that opportunity. We regretfully have to take the opposite approach to protect the health of all of you and our employees, whom we call partners. The lives of the families of our partners and management who are here on stage are to be protected, and that is the reason why we will take the opposite approach. There are 3 topics I would like to cover today. The first topic is that our top priority is your health and matters to resolve. Shareholders meeting is a place to resolve matters. The first topic is our priority in protecting your health and resolution matters. The second topic is to minimize anything that can possibly be minimized legally. We will shorten the time of the shareholders meeting as legally possible. I believe the time spent on our second topic will be the shortest amongst all listed companies. The third topic, I will answer to the questions as much as possible, as how I have done so until today. I will answer to all of your questions while I am here on stage. However, in the case of the question requiring a longer time to answer, I will have the management on stage leave and only have the necessary people remain on stage. These are the 3 topics I would like to cover today. May I ask you to applaud if you can agree to this suggestion? Thank you very much. I will start the shareholders meeting following the 3 topics I have just explained. I now commence the GMO Internet Group 2019 December Annual Shareholders Meeting. I will be the chair of the meeting as provided in the Articles of Incorporation. The voting forms submitted by the shareholders who are present today have been included to the voting rights and constitute a quorum. The December 2019 Business Report, Consolidated Financial Report, Accounting Audit and Audit Committee Consolidated Financial Report, and Audit Results. All are described in the material that have been passed out to all of you. A video on details of the business report will be posted on our website today. We would like to recommend that you take a look at that for your reference. Since time is limited, myself, and as you can see, the management team is behind me, and we would like to take your questions. In order to facilitate today's meeting with time efficiency, we ask that the questions are related to today's objective and ask that the question is limited to 1 per person. Please state your name and shareholder number before the question. We would like to first confirm how many questions there are in total. So please raise your hand if you have a question so that we can count the total number of questions. I will ask the management to leave the stage if the number of questions are many. If not, the entire management will remain on stage. I would like to also inform that today's session, including the Q&A, is broadcasted online. Now, I would like to take questions from the shareholders. I ask everybody who has a question to raise their hand first. Are we okay? I see that there are two shareholders raising their hand on the floor. If there are no other show of hands, I would like to close with two questions. Since there are only two questions, I will ask the management to remain on stage. Microphones have high infection risks, so we will be sterilizing the microphones after each use. Which shareholder's question shall we take first? Okay. Shareholder number is 298. Nice to meet you again. For starters, thank you very much for your hard work. I was asked to ask only one question. I only had one question in any case. Out of all the listed companies, as a countermeasure against COVID-19, you have shifted to telework for all employees earlier than any other company. So I was impressed at the agile measure that was taken by GMO, and the other companies followed after your movement. So I think it helped increase the credibility of the company with that agility. My question is regarding the telework. Conventionally, the packed trains or having a lot of people work in a closed environment was raised as a concern, and I think the government was trying to promote telework. And with the COVID-19, I think that movement was further accelerated. In that sense, I think GMO was one of the pioneers that introduced telework, and plus you have penetrated that 100%. I think the benefits and barriers that you have identified before the telework existed, but after executing the telework itself, I think you were able to identify what was expected and what was unexpected, and I think such insights have been accumulated in the past month or two. The specific contents behind the insights and findings, and how you plan to further introduce telework in the future of your business. And plus, you have the infrastructure business as your mainstay, and infrastructure would become even more crucial as telework penetrates, and I think it's another way of expanding your business. So regarding the telework environment, what type of business do you plan to execute going forward? If you can share us your thoughts around that, please. Thank you very much for your support every year. And now I would like to answer to this question. Telework, as you have pointed out, is an initiative we have first started, and I believe we were one of the leaders in implementing this in Japan amongst the listed companies that have a sizable business, and it has been 2 months since the starting of January 27th, and I think the concern that most shareholders have would be the impact to our business. At the moment, there is a mixture of departments who are positively impacted and negatively impacted within the entire group. When we add up the plus and minus, I believe in total we are receiving more positive impact. Therefore, I would like to first report to all of you that you do not need to be concerned. The reason is because our business is constituted by infrastructure business, finance business, media, and cryptocurrency. Over 50% of our revenue comes from the infrastructure business, which has been the so-called stock type business for 24 years. This recurring type of business is based on contracts and, in principle, does not change even in the current situation. As a matter of fact, because more people are working from home, it is trending slightly positive. The finance business originally is an extremely profitable business. The market is moving drastically both in a positive and negative way and is increasing our profitability. As a result, as a total group, we are not impacted. That would be the quantitative explanation. We have conducted 2 large-scale questionnaires to understand the qualitative impact. We have 6,000 group members, and 4,000 partners initially started to work from home, and we are almost at 6,000. Thousands of responses have come back, and we have analyzed the results. As you have pointed out, there were things we expected and unexpected. An example of what was unexpected was that there was discrepancy in teams' productivity. Some teams' productivity improved, but some deteriorated. For the teams whose productivity improved was due to the time efficiency of not having to commute. Partners were able to make use of that time. For the negatively impacted partners, some single partners answered that they feel lonely. Or partners who have children seem to have difficulty working because their children are also at home and they have interference from their children. Another example is a personal message I received through Twitter from the wife of a partner saying that she wants the company to do something about the situation of her husband staying at home and causing a lot of burden on her. So unexpected situations are slightly happening.
However, looking at the current situation with the COVID-19, novel coronavirus, each one of these issues can be resolved. In that sense, I believe we made the right decision to shift to teleworking. One of the questions raised is whether we will develop a real business based on our teleworking expertise. Our main job is to grow and expand the internet industry. Teleworking using the internet, however, we don't have any intention to do business by using the internet. Rather, we would like to open our teleworking expertise free of charge to our GMO group customers, major companies in Japan, so that we can help them grow their businesses and make them happy. This will eventually generate better results as a whole, such as enhancing their trust in us and our brand value. This is the current situation and our plan for teleworking. I hope I answered your question. Thank you for asking. Would you pass the microphone to the same questioner? As you continue teleworking, you will no longer need a big office space. Your headquarters in Shibuya contain big offices accommodating a large number of employees. But would you consider, in the wake of COVID-19, reducing office space by promoting teleworking in business areas where a high level of productivity can be obtained by working from home? I would like to answer the question from a cost perspective. Our massive teleworking experiment, initiated by COVID-19, will work as a mid to long-term cost-saving effort. We have 2 headquarters in Shibuya. Total monthly rent of the 2 headquarters is 300 million yen. As we have had most partners or employees working from home for the last 2 months and have used little of the office space, it is like paying 600 million yen into thin air. Having said that, we appreciate our lesser Tokyo Group for supporting us. We have the leasing agreement and a strong sense of morality. Therefore, it is not realistic to terminate the leasing agreement all of a sudden. Theoretically, we can, but it is not realistic. We shouldn't do that from a moral perspective. On the other hand, the number of partners has been increasing by hundreds or even thousands every year over the last 24 years. I believe the internet industry will grow further, so the number of partners will continue to increase. But we will not have to increase office space going forward. This means we will be able to save a lot of office costs over the next few years. I believe the current office space in the Shibuya area or the Tokyo area is good enough. Half the rent we can save will be paid to remote partners as teleworking allowances, and the other half will be recognized as profit, which makes our shareholders happy. This is a cost-saving idea developed from our learnings over the last 2 months of teleworking experience. I hope I answered your question. Thank you very much. I would like to appoint another questioner. Please pass the microphone to him after sanitizing it. My shareholder number 297. My question is about cryptocurrency business. In the fiscal year 2019, the cryptocurrency business was profitable at the operating level, but its revenue declined significantly. This gives me the impression that the business is not in a good condition. How do you see the cryptocurrency market under the current circumstances, and what is your strategy for the business? I myself would like to answer your question. The COVID-19 pandemic has made me feel that physical money is no longer necessary. It's better not to have coins or notes because they can carry viruses. I believe everything can be done through smartphones. This is my idea. Money will be transmitted from all over the world to smartphones by some means. I don't know yet what they will be, but one of the options will be cryptocurrencies. Probably in the future, cryptocurrencies will be like gold to smartphones. Gold has been a universal currency in the world for many years. Whenever we've had global turmoil, everybody fled to gold, which is a safe haven asset. Because of this historical background, People in some countries love to wear gold. I believe that Bitcoins will be universal smartphone gold. This is my big picture. How should we be involved in this business domain? Our strategy applies to all the businesses we do, that is, being engaged in infrastructures or service infrastructures which never disappear. The cryptocurrency industry operates in only 3 areas: cryptocurrency mining businesses which create cryptocurrencies, cryptocurrency exchange businesses which exchange virtual currencies, and the GMO coin operates the exchange business. And the third area is cryptocurrency payment businesses. Right now, we are preparing to launch a Japanese yen-pegged stablecoin, GN. We would like to be the #1 provider of services in each one of these 3 never-disappearing business domains. We started our mining business in Scandinavia 3 or 4 years ago. At the moment, we are relocating our mining center to a place which has unparalleled safety and the lowest electricity cost in the world. One of the reasons for decline in sales in the cryptocurrency mining business in the fiscal year 2019 is the relocation of the data center. Although the relocation process is a little bit behind schedule, 80 to 90% of its operations will have been restarted by next month. The prime cost for this business is electricity, which will now be extremely cheap. Therefore, this will gradually contribute to profit. The cryptocurrency exchange business handled by GMO Coin has the #2 market share in Japan, but we are going to improve it a lot to be #1 in the domestic market, capturing a lot of users. Lastly, GN, a stable coin. I came here after a meeting with people in New York. We are having meetings with regulators and progressing in our preparation to launch a stablecoin legally. We plan to announce it in the near future. This is the macro perspective of the cryptocurrency business and the current business situation of each crypto business segment. I hope I answered your question. My voice is not as vibrant as usual because the face mask makes me feel like I'm suffocating, but I am quite well physically as usual. Thank you for your answer. You recognized impairment losses in the mining business in the past. Even though the mining center is being relocated to a place with low electricity costs, globally, competition is getting very tough. I am skeptical that the business can be profitable. Would you tell me your perspective on profit in the mining business? No matter what business you start, you don't know whether the business is going to be profitable or not. No business grows easily. Everybody or any company can start a business under capitalism. Any business, whatever it is at war against the other competitors. So we cannot win unless we bet our life on it. So if you ask me, can you really win? The only answer I can give is I will bet my life on it. But I never involve myself in anything on which I feel I might lose. So at the moment, we are making progress, believing that we are all right. Sorry for my obscure answer, but this applies to all businesses. We are very sorry for causing shareholders trouble by recording impairment losses in the mining business 2 years ago, but we learned a lot from it. We came to know a lot about electricity, such as electricity prices around the world, how they are priced by national governments or businesses, or the cost structures of electricity. Our mining machines have been already written down, and we will operate in a place with the world's lowest electricity costs. So, I don't think we can lose. Bitcoins will undergo a halving event in which the block reward halves. It is expected that the halving event will put quite a few miners in the world out of business. So the halving event is a business opportunity for us. Thank you very much for your questions. I would like to close the question and answer session. Let us move to the resolutions. Proposals made to the AGM are described in the AGM materials on hand. We have 4 proposals. Would you refer to the proposals in the materials? We would like to put the motion to the vote. Those 4, please clap your hands. Thank you. Proposal 1, partial amendment to the Articles of Incorporation. Those 4, please clap your hands. Thank you. I have more than 2/3 of affirmative votes, including proxy votes. I declare the resolution passed. Proposal 2, election of 16 directors. Those 4, please clap your hands. Thank you. I have a majority of affirmative votes, including proxy votes. I declare the resolution passed. Proposal 3, election of 4 audit and supervisory committee members. Those 4, please clap your hands. Thank you. I have a majority of affirmative votes, including proxy votes. I declare the resolution passed. Proposal 4, matters in relation to determining the remuneration for directors. Those 4, please clap your hands. Thank you. I have a majority of affirmative votes, including proxy votes. I declare the resolution passed. This concludes the formal business of this meeting. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude for your support, enabling smooth proceedings for the meeting. We, directors and partners alike, are determined to put all our heart, soul, and effort into overcoming the current difficulty and further expanding the Internet industry this fiscal year. I sincerely hope you shareholders will provide continuous support and cooperation for us. Thank you very much for your attendance today. Thank you. Now let us leave. This concludes the AGM of GMO Internet for the fiscal year December 2019.